All right, welcome back, everybody. Part 2 of session 22. So, Clox has delivered the bad news that British forces are 4 days away from Fort Sire, 3 days away from New Sire. Syria, aka Rhiannon, has essentially approached with a list of ways to handle this situation. She has left it up to you all, to the Skyfire Trio, to do as you see fit in this situation, as she has exhausted her supply, or her metal, I guess.
Her mains.
Her two advisors have been kind of back and forth. Not Ban Saldana, the mage, and the other guard captain.
Actually, what do they think of the list?
Let's see, I think that was this one. Uh-oh, why is this wrong? No, there we go. Okay, just some lag there. So we have Warwick and Master Mage, Galdrian. That's what I'm giving the opinion on now. She says to do as what you think is correct here, as you guys would be the ones handling any negotiations. Obviously, trial by combat is the lowest on the totem pole. That's if they fire first, then that's going to be trial by combat. But we are not to make any strikes against them. We will not be the warring side of the nation. That'll be on them.
Return fire only.
Yes.
Fucking ROE.
I guess that puts stealth sabotage off the table.
Most definitely. I think Rhiannon will basically mention she is for the means of conversion. Sometimes it's better to convert thine enemy than outright kill them.
Yeah, if your treasure is lucrative, then you may be able to lure them in. And I've never seen a goblin-sized dragon shard, so...
And that was a big goblin too.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we may need Rex to turn our shards into one big one.
He has no idea what you mean.
Oh, tell you later, dear.
Very well. I have to consult with my advisors. Just clue me in before you leave again. You got about 3 hours till the skiff is ready to go back.
Yeah, I'll check with this. I'll check on the skiff, see if it's low capacity, find Rex, and get him to mush our shards into one.
All right. So, Elric is able to do this, but it's going to take a couple hours. He's going to have to expend basically all of his ability to fuse this back into a solid form. He can't guarantee it's going to be in the exact form it was. After all, you gave half of these to Kinrun.
Yeah, I just do what you can.
Yeah, he can definitely turn it into a very big shard.
And do it.
All right, so he's going to get to work on that. It's going to take about 2 hours. And then what was the next thing?
And check on the total weight capacity, or how much of the weight capacity has been used on Enix.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll go to trades first with Celica.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this Amber-eyed Warforged eyes Celica as she walks in. You can see this place is kind of more well stocked than you anticipated. There's still stuff that hasn't been unloaded from crates and some empty shelves, but you didn't expect full-on weapons to be on display, especially the one that's before you, which is not a weapon you recognize. Clearly, it's a one-bladed sword, sharp on only one of the blades, but Celica's never seen a katana in character.
Oh no!
Oh, cool.
You didn't.
How many times has it been folded?
What?
1,000 Korenberg folds.
So, Trade, as you walk in, he says, "Hey, welcome to Trades. New business here in Fort Sire. If you want it, I can get it. What'll it be?"
Yeah, I was told to ask about some potions from Ada.
Ah, yes, the princess has instructed me to dig up my last 5 potions. Give me just a moment, and he walks over to some crates up over here. Pries them open. Excuse me, miss. Pries them open. Just with his hand. He just pries the top off. No crowbar needed. Reaches in. You hear some clinking, and he pulls out 7 vials, and puts 2 back. They're a different color. He has 5 vials of green liquid. These are potions of healing, as instructed. They are my last 5.
Are those 3D3 ones? Or 3D6 ones? Like we got from Tea of Other Stars?
You can ask him what the potency of them may be, and he will tell you.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
You're not there. This is Celica.
You're at the bar getting drunk.
Yeah, true. Let me go back to my beer. Shut up.
Yeah, I'll ask. What kind of potency are these potions?
Well, these aren't for your everyday scrapes and bruises. No, these are good enough to mend a broken bone on the fly. AKA, these would be 2d6 plus 6.
Oh boy, 2d6 plus 6. Each or for all?
Per vial. Mm-hmm.
Jeez. I guess I'll just.
He says,
I don't.
going rate for those in Sharn is 75 gold a pop. So, consider yourself well worth Ada's time. By the way, I saw you looking at the sword here. Ever seen one like it?
No, I haven't.
This. And he picks it up and he holds it in kind of like right in front of her. He says, "This is a lotus bloom."
Oh,
Yes, from Zendrick. Drow warriors would use this. Those specifically of the Black Lotus clan. Sharpest blade you'll find. And he takes the blade and he goes over to that stack of papers. And he picks up one of the papers and he turns the blade facing upward. He doesn't move it. He drops the paper onto the blade and the paper slices clean in half as it goes down the blade. And he sets the blade back on the counter. Could be yours. 1,000 gold. What do you say?
that's pretty
1
pricey.
gold per fold.
That's pretty pricey.
Oh, of course. I can cut anything.
I am not unfortunately in that price range.
Well,
But
you know where it'll be should you get in that price range.
well, I'll definitely keep an eye on it if I need it in the future. Is it does it have any other capabilities? Is it just like a normal very, very sharp sword?
Oh, are you asking if it is magical?
Yeah.
Well, when they craft these blades, they are imbuing it with a certain magic, I am sure. I don't know the exact techniques, but I can tell you this. It'll cut through the finest armors here you'll find on the mainland. Magical or non.
All right.
AKA, yes. Out of character, yes, it's a magic weapon.
Ah. I assume there's no trial runs on this thing.
You mean you want to chop something with it?
Chop it, hold it in the hand, see how it feels, that kind of thing.
We can take it outside of the town.
Levels the forest.
Yes. Yes? No?
Do it. Do it.
Sure. Okay, sure.
Hey, miss, just look over the shop for me, all right? To the woman over here in the corner, she's like, okay. And outside of the settlement we go.
We.
Yeah, we'll come over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, how dare you? Let me
Oh,
just
sorry, we-
teleport you.
Okay.
There you go. Nothing personnel.
Meow.
All right. He very carefully hands the blade to you and gets about here. He says, "Go ahead, try that tree.
The-
That tree.
All right.
It feels very good when you're holding it two-handed. One-handed, it's a little wonky. It can be done, but only in quick motions. But
Okay.
two-handed, it feels very good. It is not your average. It's not something that you've trained with. This is a slicing motion kind of blade. You're used to jabbing and slashing.
Hmm.
And he does tell you, he says, think of it like you're cutting through bread. You gotta just, when you swing, you pull it in towards yourself and slice instead.
All right. I'll give it a try.
All
I
right,
shall, like, get ready and do it.
just roll your weapon attack
All right.
to see how well you do with it.
Goodbye, dice.
Bye dice.
That is a 6 plus 6. So 12.
Okay, so 12. All right, that is enough to break the AC of the tree because of how tough it is. I'm not going to have you roll damage. Instead, this is what
Okay.
happens. The tree is
Amazing.
felled. One clean slice. Slice it right down. Oops. To just
Wow.
a small stump. The tree collapses in the background. Workers outside kind of are looking at you, looking at this tree that just hit the ground and kind of shook the earth for a moment. And they see you're just holding a sword. And they kind of like have to do that clear their eyes kind of thing. And Trade walks up. So? What'd I tell you?
That is it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I didn't wonder it cost so much. Damn. You say
Well-
this came from Zendrick?
Yes. From the
Oh.
Black Lotus clan, the Drow. Was recovered by an expeditionary team from Morgrave University, and I bought it from there in Sharn.
Damn. Can I do like a history check on what the Black Lotus clan and all that is?
Yes.
Cool.
Are you sure you want to
history-
do that? Because then you're really gonna want it.
Now I want to do it even more. 20 plus 5. Okay. D20. There it goes. Okay, dice. So that's 9.
You have heard something about them, but mostly just that they're Drow that are basically considered a warrior-only clan. You know of them and another one that's like red something, but off the top of your head, you don't know exactly what or who.
Hmm. Well, I could definitely say that they know how to make things, make weapons.
Yes, they do.
Damn. This would be a good replacement for my greatsword, but I can't afford it right now. But thanks for the demonstration, and she'll
very
she-
carefully.
I was just gonna say she like reluctantly gives it back.
He carefully takes it back, and he does with one motion. He kind of pulls the blade out between his forefinger and his thumb, and presses it in as if it was going to a sheath on his waist. And suddenly there's a sheath there, and it is sheathed.
Oh, I know that enchantment. Celica's over here just like,
As he's walking away, your keen perception shows a small stamp on his right shoulder blade of a black lotus flower. That's worth a lot in Magic the Gathering.
Oh man, wait till Shepard gets here. This Warforged got tattooed.
Yakuza
Alright.
Forge.
So that went on. Let's see. Elric is doing his thing. Shep, some of this news is reaching you as you're helping people around the town doing your normal thing of, if it looks like it needs done, it gets done. Elenia, she notices you and doesn't regard you in one way or the other. It's just kind of like a, okay, you're Shepard, got it, moves on kind of thing. Like she doesn't stop to greet you or anything. It's just a look and continues moving on. So is there anything you want to do while we're here? You got Smith over at the smithy.
Well, yeah, that's what, like, I've heard that we have new smiths and stuff. Well, new smith. So, I've constantly been looking on a way to upgrade my armor and everything, and I haven't found a way yet. So I'm gonna visit the smithy.
All right. So Smith, he has, as I had already said, 4 ruby eyes, pocketed in his squarish kind of head. He sees you coming up, and he keeps his blacksmith hammer in one hand, and he sets down a coal scoop into that bucket right in front of him,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "How could I help you?"
Hello. I am...
Shepard. I've heard of you.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Then,
What you got for me?
is there any way that you can upgrade this? And I kind of like, get my morning, not my, it is a morning star. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Or my armor.
Upgraded how? It seems to be pretty fair quality already.
But I must, I need to become stronger.
Stronger, as in you need to be more offensive, or you need to take more hits. It's very important to discern which of these two you're trying to go for.
More sturdy. So,
Very well.
yes.
Mir.
Oh, okay.
All right. He has you stand side by side to that armor stand,
Mm-hmm.
and he takes the armor from it and pulls it off and puts it over your body first.
Okay.
And then he takes that pauldron and the helm and he places them on you. And he asks you to see, how does that feel?
Good. I guess. Yeah, I don't. And Shepard's very awkward anyway, so.
So he just turns around and nonchalantly he picks up that axe off the ground and he just straight up hits you with it. Do you try to avoid it?
Ah! I honestly don't think she'd have time to.
just picks it up and smacks her right in the head with it. Aside from a ringing twang that's kind of reverberating in the helm, you only got pushed by it. It didn't do any damage or anything. It just took a hit, and he says, "Take it off."
No, it feels good.
No, look at it.
Oh. Okay, I will look at it.
There is a faint red glow where the blade of the axe hit. That's still fading, and then he goes, "Look at the blade," and you can see a flat kind of curl where the sharp edge of the blade curled on itself instead of piercing the helm.
Yes, I like this.
Okay. What are you willing to trade for it?
Oh. Hang on, let me... Shepard doesn't really carry anything.
He just gives all her money away.
Yeah, she does.
I'll give you a prayer most sacred.
Oh, I need to take off that holy symbol in her gear list. Well, I still have mine, so I'm gonna leave it there. She doesn't have anything.
Poverty.
Yeah,
I mean, you still have that 10... No, you don't have the 10 platinum anymore, do you?
no, I gave it to the church. I thought I was giving just my little winnings from Callie away, and no, I gave the wrong pouch away.
Oh!
He's a monk with vow of poverty without being a monk.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure even Buddha would ask what the fuck you're doing.
As soon as she's thinking, and she's just like, I'll take it off.
You've got to have something worth trade.
Not really. I give what I have to the church.
Trade him a story.
He tilts his head to the church of the sovereign host.
Yes.
And what have you given them?
I don't really count it.
Do you just give whatever money you have to the church?
Pretty much. I keep what I need to do repairs, but that's about it.
Okay. He looks you over with the armor, and he says,
She's still like awkwardly taking it off.
No, keep it on. Try it for a few days.
Wait, out of character though, doesn't it attune to Warforged after a few days?
That's what he wants you to attune to it to see what it's
Okay.
like in full. After that, if you like it, we can work something out.
Are you sure?
He claps one of his bulky hands on her left shoulder a couple times, and he says, "For sire."
Hey!
All right. I just kind of like thumbs up.
Without saying much else, he takes that axe and begins to work out the curls.
I'm gonna I have 100 gold on me. I'll pop 50 of it for him.
He pushes the gold back and he says, "Money is meaningless."
To the church it
Oh.
goes.
hmm
That's it. To the church it will go.
Okay. If everybody is satisfied, we will progress towards. Hang on. For Rhiannon, as far as the ship holds go, they are packed to the brim with rations, and ammunition.
Cool. I want to put a hand on the hole. Can I get a feel for Sydney?
You can, but he feels faint.
He'd be sleeping.
No, it's more than that. It's not that he's sleeping. It's that he's more distant to you.
Elena, that bitch. She's taking my elemental. You dare?
And it's as if you've summoned her. He's temperamental at best, vastly undertrained, and doesn't perform well for the size of the vessel. But he does. He will do. He suffices.
With my hand still in the hole, I look to her. Suffices?
Suffices. He's under, and she looks you over, and she says, poor guidance at the moment. But with a House Lyrander trained pilot, he can do a good bit more than what he used to.
This is getting dangerous. About to roll initiative over here.
I squint my eyes at her. And
Bitch.
say, listen here, bitch. No.
Bitch.
Bitch. No, it's good. We've been through quite a lot together. He's more than sufficient. If you'd seen the things I've seen him do, you'd
He's
find
shown them to me.
Oh, has he?
Yes. About losing control when a fire wielder released an inferno.
Those were our moments. They were special. How dare you?
Sydney, you duplicitous. No, I don't say that.
He yearns to return back to the royal.
Aren't they all?
No, they all don't, actually.
He's just fucking bitch. Like, end that line of conversation. Just ask, what then has brought you here to this royal?
A favor to Torin.
Hmm.
He said that he had a feeling that my services would be needed, and that there was in his words, a buck-wild elemental on a Sigmarin custom skiff that needed breaking in. So
Maybe it will mic so I can scream internally. Fuck, wow. You dare?
But Sivney is learning well.
Certainly more than sufficient.
He will be.
I'll take a minute. Keep my hand on the hole. And just like walk around it, feeling it for all sorts of damage. If any. Is there any damage? Any dents? Anything that was not known to me before?
Any whiplashes?
To your dismay, not only is there not a single lick of damage, but it has been buffed and polished clean. The sorewood is impeccable.
I was gonna do that!
It is in better shape than you had it in.
Well, then again, we did kill the previous owners, and really, if it was a new car I had bought, then yeah, different story. But that said...
Wait,
Okay,
this skiff
okay.
has a similar tragic backstory like ours did.
Yeah.
I think it's probably got the most tragic backstory.
I don't know, ours got stuck carrying a bunch of corpses around.
Okay, yeah, fair play then. Oh, I got
This one made corpses.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we really did it. No, it made a it was a floating crematorium, really,
Yeah. Pretty much.
which is kind of cool. Anyways, Hmm. Fine. This favor, how long does it last for then?
Until Torin says it's over. It's a pretty big favor.
He's roped you in for the long haul then, from the sounds of it.
That he has.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
could
so,
I could
so-
show you.
show me.
Yes, if you would link with me, I
Ew.
can show you.
I'm not gonna scissor you, bitch. Fuck off.
I can
Nah,
feel
yeah.
you.
Alright, fine. Show me.
All right. And she holds
Fucking
one
grass.
hand out.
Not kidding.
She holds one hand out, and you notice that it is covered in a pretty big mark of storms. But
It's bigger.
differing, well, yeah, differing from yours. It does go up to her elbow, but it is marked in red.
Yay!
And
Look at blue
she
like
says,
me.
"You'll have to hold my hand for this."
I take her hand.
She
But
closes
I
her
don't
hand.
squeeze it like incremental. I just like do normal hand grasp.
Yeah. She closes her fingers around yours, and she closes her eyes and touches her hand to the hull, and you can feel Sydney much closer. Almost as if you can feel his actual warmth, his heat.
My boy.
And she gestures forward, and the skiff lurches up a little bit and begins to move forward, and then she opens that hand completely, and Sivney, the skiff, takes off from basically 0 to 60 miles an hour in about a second and a half. So it's breakneck. It's
Oh my
insanely
God.
fast. Yeah.
You
Basically
get
Tesla.
whiplash off of that thing.
Yes. Yeah. It's incredibly fast. Enough to make you struggle where you stand, but she kind of holds firm. And you get this feeling of burn, of accelerate,
Wow.
and he picks up in speed. So now at a faster speed than you've ever taken him. Probably about half as fast as what he was going, so about 90 miles an hour. This takes a few more than 1.5 seconds. It takes about 10 seconds for him to hit 90. And then she banks it around at that speed, barely slowing down, maybe to about 65, 60, and basically U-turns and opens it back up. And brings him swooping back around Fort Sire, and slows more gradual than taking off. And as she's slowing it down, she's picking the nose of the skiff up, so that way it's kind of like this hover down, not quite of a slide,
Like a
but
wheelie.
gentle, just a gentle set in place. And you're roughly back where you started. She lets go of your hand, and you feel that link with Signy grow distant again. And she goes, "He's quite capable of putting out more, but he's not quite trustworthy yet."
I could do that for a bit of dex modifier.
You got a feeling there for a minute of the same feeling you got whenever he burned all those people. That was the same acceleration he used.
Yeah. When you basically death beamed all of the people.
Yeah.
Oh, perhaps something bigger.
Yes, well, he needs training.
Hmm. Tell me, what? I keep getting how to pronounce her name. Elena?
Elenia.
Elena! That way. Oh, throws you out.
Leviosa.
Yeah, that way throws you out. Tell me then.
Tell you.
Fuck,
Tell
I
you.
forgot what I was gonna say. I'm only on my second beer. I need a third to remember better.
I'll tell you what.
No. Tell me then. Current state of things. How would Lyranda feel about what Braylon is doing? Do they have any care in the world?
It's bad for business. Currently, peace is profitable.
Most definitely. I don't really have much to say to this bitch. She still I feel still. Rana would still feel super standoffish with it.
Yeah. No, that's understandable.
So.
She's basically hopping off the skiff anyways, and has some last minute business to attend in the
Yeah, whatever, bitch. Fuck off.
Celica, you bump into somebody.
Oh
Quite
no!
literally. Quite literally.
I was sitting here all comfortable, and then suddenly me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in this time that you witnessed the skiff taking off and going really fast, banking and coming back, you bump into somebody else who was watching. And he says, excuse me, miss. Sorry, I was watching the skiff. He has a very scarred face. And you can see scars along the exposed parts of his hands. He's fairly pale and has essentially just white hair. There's some gray to it, but not much. And he says, I wasn't watching where I was going. Your insight has you kind of on edge for some reason. Something's not quite right about him. He seems, as you look at him closer, he seems to constantly be watching his surroundings, kind of shifting his eyes, darting from side to side. His hands not quite relaxing properly.
That's how we have our first katana recipient.
I don't have it anymore.
Test drive again.
Okay. It's all right. Skiff was pretty intense, wasn't it?
Yes.
I'm trying to wrap my brain if I've ever seen this guy or if...
Sounds to me like an insight roll.
I don't know. Would it?
Dusty Baka.
That's up to you. Your passive shown that he's a little bit. Something's not quite right, and he's definitely shifty.
I can question him a little bit more, I guess. So you new around here? I haven't seen you around that much, but then there's a lot of new people around nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's your what are you in the market for? You're just looking for shopping or just hanging around for now?
No, I turned my services to the princess.
Oh, okay. I don't even know if I need an insight check after hearing all that. This guy is very sketchy.
You can see that he's having little to no issue with like people walking, like avoiding people that are walking by, but he's constantly avoiding like even touching people. It's as if he's like ready for somebody to attack him.
All right. Well, if you're not in a hurry, do you want to go grab a drink or something? Chill out, hang out, see if that.
I can do that.
All right. I'll take him to like the what is it
kitchen.
called? The kitchen, yeah.
As soon as you turn around, he stabs you in the kidney.
Yeah. Stabs you in the kitchen.
not the kitchen.
He takes a seat at one of the tables where the cooks are kind of prepping things, and they set down a mug for each of you. He's still very shifty. He stares into the drink for a bit before picking it up and looking over at you, and takes a good swig of it and sets it down. Hectorus Al Crademere.
Excuse me?
Hectorus Al Crademere.
Oh, is that your name? Right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'm glad you
Celica.
read that. I heard Pectorus both times.
Hectorus, yes.
Take the pics.
If you want, you give me a history check on his name.
Sure, I'm trying to write it down because it was a long name.
Beck's already wrote it
Man,
down for you.
he could just have social anxiety.
He's a germaphobe.
Have you heard of germs? They're everywhere. You just can't see them. I swear.
Little beasties that are everywhere.
Right. Oops, wrong button. It is Hectorus.
They steal men's souls, their health.
Crademere. Sure, you said history check?
Sure. Mhm.
Okay. 20 plus 5. Open the right thing. Me. 20?
Al Crademere is a familiar name. The nomenclature, the naming convention specifically belongs to those native to Karnath. You have heard of Hectorus Al Crademere, specifically during the last war. He is supposedly a general for Karnath. A very successful general who fought along the northern border of Sire and Karnath.
Okay.
He, of course, he fought for Karnath, and that means he fought on the side of those using the undead. But you don't know much more about what he commanded, who he commanded, or anything like that. He was just a successful war general.
All right. So, like, drink from whatever was given to her. What was it?
Just a male.
Okay, so drink her ale and be like, so, what brings you around these parts, Hectorus? Just looking for work? Just looking for aiding the cause, or anything in general?
He looks at Celica for the first time, like directly in the eyes, and he says, "Abandonment."
Abandonment?
Yes.
From?
Karnath.
Oh. Why did they abandon you?
I would like to know the same myself. I wandered the Mournland for years.
Oh,
I came out somewhere near Vatharond and lived there for some time before I heard news of what was going on in Kinrun. And so I made my services known there, and they sent me here. I was the general for the Karnathi army.
Huh.
Commanded 2 squads of undead. Well, more 2 necromancers that commanded those squads, and 3 small platoons of the living. They were all lost at the day of mourning, save for the undead. No, those were waiting for me. 10 of them. And not long after that, those that died in the Mournland came back. Wasn't easy. He takes a bigger sip of ale.
Hmm.
Kind of sets it down.
I don't doubt.
So
Going through the Mournlands is quite a rough journey, even if it's a brief one. Going from the north all the way down here.
yes.
Wow.
So I hope one day to strike back at the nation that turned its back on me.
Huh.
Even if it is just to slap it in the face. And he downs the rest of the ale.
Well, if you truly want to help, then welcome aboard. And she'll like offer a handshake or whatever. You know, that whole wrist thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks hesitantly at the hand and he just nods.
All right. Well, if you ever want to hang out again, or I don't know, practice, just come find me.
Hmm. He was going to say something and just decides to nod instead.
Okay.
Ah, a fellow awkward person who has been lost in the Mournlands for years.
Can I do like? I feel bad now that when I have to do more than no checks, but can I do like a insight check about the whole discussion? Like, see if he was holding anything back, or if there was more.
You know that there's more that he wasn't talking about, but it's not that he was trying to hide it. It was that it's just not the right time to talk about it, kind of thing.
Okay. All right then. If he's climbed up now and he just goes on his own, then I'll finish off mine and I'll leave him be.
Yeah, he'll do that kind of like tap the table kind of thing and get up and walk back out. He seems to be less shifty than he was before.
All right. I'll keep an eye on this guy then. Not as in like,
Yeah.
whatever.
All right, that said, I think we are ready to board the airship, the air skiff, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And head over to Kinrun.
Yeah.
So,
Transition sound.
Elenia is the pilot. And if Rhiannon tries to give her any snark about it, she reminds her that this is on Torin's orders.
No, don't give any snark.
All right. So
But I brewed on the way there.
she, instead of the normal 4 hours that Rhiannon would take to get you guys there, she gets there in 2.
Show off.
It's okay. Shepard completely forgot to give the sending message, so.
I did.
I mean,
So Shepard's just like in new armor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Simon
she
blankets in New Orleans.
she shows
can
up and
replace
has
Fury.
different breastplates and stuff.
Hey, did you end up contacting Collie? Who?
Eh?
Wah.
Hua?
All right.
As soon as any NPC leaves our site, we've completely forget who they are. Collie's not an NPC.
They are now.
Whatever. They keep leaving the party. Seems like an NPC to me.
All right. This skiff arrives at Kinrun, and you can, as you're arriving, you can see scouts kind of like pointing out your position on the Brightlight Forces side. Meanwhile, the center courtyard kind of clears area for you guys to get down and begin offloading supplies. You see the skiff arriving, Callie, and know that, okay, it's time to head back to the town center.
What was the reaction? Because I would have had the imp going like sort of me keeping an eye around the walls.
Mhm.
What's the reaction of the closest Relish forces when the skiff shows up?
They just take a note. It's
They just sort of look at. They don't like follow it with the weapons or anything.
no, it's more of like a scout report kind of thing.
Okay.
They basically, it's done this so many times that they know that it is just delivering supplies. It's not making hostile intent, I guess. And they're not. From what she saw today, the Brelish forces aren't as interested as the newspapers make it out to be. They're just doing their job. They're doing what their king told them to do.
Got it.
All right, so they arrive there in the center of town. Captain Talon has ordered the guards to be at ease. They don't have to follow you anymore as Elenia and the Skyfire trio emerge from the skiff.
Kali waves and like as soon as they're in telepathy range, Shepard just hears. So about that sending message.
Shepard just stops walking. She's like, I forgot.
Kali can't help but snicker to herself at that point.
Well, it is good to see you three.
Well,
And you,
likewise.
Elenia. And Elenia's just like, mm-hmm. Exactly.
I'll sort of bring him into like that bro hug, so you
Yeah,
reach out to
he does the same exact thing, yeah.
Yeah. When you son of a bitch.
He said that they won't attack, not yet. So they got some knowledge on their shoulders.
Knowledge or disinterest?
I doubt it's disinterest. I think they're smart enough not to pick a fight with us.
Hmm. Let's hope so.
Shep? And he just gives a nod.
Rex?
I got a new shirt.
Erebinor? And he nods to Celica.
Talon. Ooh, it's been a while.
Yes, it has.
Hmm.
Feels like a lot longer than it's actually been.
We leave for a few weeks and look what happens.
Yeah. We declare ourselves as your friends, and this is how we are repaid.
Yeah. Sorry
Indeed.
about that.
He just chuckles.
Well, really, like, out of character, really, it was Dwayne that decided to secede.
That is Talon,
Anyways.
though.
Anyways,
Listening.
I want to ask Talon, diplomatic channels, are there any?
If so, they haven't made him available. Also, is she with you?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's Callie.
The Dragonborn? Yes.
She tried to say that, and he kind of chuckles to himself that you were the leader. And he's pointing at Rhiannon.
Well, if it wasn't for me, that second battle wouldn't have gone as well, wouldn't it?
You can see where my misinformation came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure telling him about Ada would have been better.
Yeah. Ada is their leader.
Yes, well, they did not deign to share this with me yet.
I
Well,
didn't think
I,
so.
I was letting our leader decide.
Yes, well, at any rate. Have any shots been fired? Any missiles traded?
No,
Good.
we discovered the scouts getting close, but never more close than a crossbow bolt could reach.
Hmm. Posturing then, perhaps.
That's all it's been, is posturing.
So no words come from them about demands or anything then.
No, they've made it pretty clear. The demand is that we surrender.
And you return to Brainland.
Well, I wouldn't be. I would most likely be arrested and slain for treason.
Well, at least under this new, quickly installed king, yes. But
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
that
saying
said, I think we best go inside to discuss what I discussed with Ada.
Well, absolutely. And he leads you into the main manor house. There's no servants there. He ends up getting all the stuff ready himself, essentially. He gets out some some hardened cheese and some breads that have been left out for most of the day. And pours some wine for everyone, except for Shep, of course. He just kind of gives
Pulls
her a
out-
pat on the back.
I was
Gives us
about to
some
say,
control.
anytime anyone pours me a drink, I'm just gonna hold it.
you get a small plastic container of Castrol. Yeah, no,
you bring
basically, yeah, recite all the points I made to Ada and her advisors.
Hey, he says, the shard, do you have it intact?
It's intact, but we found someone who is able to reforge, if you would, the shards into one great piece.
He tips over his wine glass on accident. You, shit. Oh, sorry. He uses a cloth to clean himself and repours himself a drink. You what?
Just as I said, we found someone that's able to manipulate, at least as far as we know, Eberron shards to reform.
That's incredible.
Yes. Out of character, ever seen Avatar: Last Airbender? You should totally watch it. Especially
Me?
tough. No,
You know, I've
okay.
seen it.
For the viewers.
Okay, yes.
Watch it. Don't watch Korra. Korra's ass.
Stop watching this and go watch Avatar: Last Airbender and then come back.
Pause right now. Pause right now before you continue. Anyways. Yes.
Okay.
But there has also been news, if you're aware, of a Cyberstone that's landed nearby.
Oh yeah, that rumor. Everybody
Well,
sees a shooting star and they just think, oh, it's got to be a Cypress shard. I don't know. I think that's a bunch of crock of shit.
Only one way to
Probably
find
paid
out.
for to be in the newspaper to draw attention away from what's going on here. Both
However,
with front page.
Might
if
very well be.
true, then hiring someone from House Thrash to look for it would solve the issue very quickly, as their marks of finding would be able to determine whether such exists or not.
Oh, I'm sure that they've already got that on their expeditionary forces if it's even real.
And
Something
also,
valuable like that's going to be out of our reach. I can tell you that.
yeah. Oh, no, never say never, Dwayne.
Is a prize worth very much for our call?
But yes, the Siege Commander. Know anything of him?
Does the siege
Uh,
commander know of these Cyber shards?
No. Does Dwayne know? Does Dwayne know the Siege Commander?
You mean like has he met with him or?
Yeah. Does he know who it is by chance?
Okay, no,
The scouts reported on
there's-
who it might be.
no. There's been no high or low about who's in charge of the forces outside.
Mhm.
He is of the belief that they're most likely magically communicating with somebody that's in charge much further away.
Ah. That's a shame. I would have half expected any siege to begin day one with a parlay, as it were.
Which is why it's been very difficult to navigate.
Hmm.
How are the people doing on supplies? Here.
Thanks to the influx in Fort Sire, it hasn't been too bad. We're obviously we're not doing lavishly, but with Fort Sire and Church's help, we're doing all right.
Getting by.
Yeah. Our main issue is that we have no way of cutting the supply line to the siege outside the walls.
No, so this would be an indefinite Stalemate.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh.
No doubt.
Has there been any? You said that they haven't been coming towards Kenran at all. Have there been any sort of movements on their side, or have they just been staying in the same positions the whole time?
They have basically been in this position since day 2. Day 1, they were all on the western side of the fort.
Okay.
Can I do can I finally use the tactics check?
Sure.
This is curious. Very curious. Because it either seems like they don't want to fight, and they're doing this intentionally to delay the new king from being an asshole. Because I remember reading in like World War One, basically, if firefights occurred, it occurred at a scheduled time because no one actually wanted to shoot each other dead. No one there wanted to fight. But it was like an unspoken rule, more or less. That would be 16.
Okay. It seems like it's more than just posturing. It seems like they are stalling for something.
Hmm.
Well, if what we heard was true, maybe they're waiting for the attack, those soldiers to get to where the camp is.
Hmm.
Maybe
Well,
they're
out of
waiting for
character.
more to show up.
Yeah, out of character because I didn't hear this, but they could easily be waiting for the other group to arrive at New Sire.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
You said Fort Sire.
No, I said base camp.
Yeah, your
Fort
base
Sire.
camp is Fort Sire.
One of
Those
the
people are heading to New Sire,
So,
Well, yeah.
but Forsyth is only like an hour's walk away or something.
No, it's a
but
day.
they don't know
day what?
if it's. They don't know of the existence of Fort Sire yet.
Yeah.
Right. They think they might think that we're working out of New Sire.
And then if they're able to keep you from getting supplies from New Sire
Yeah, they
here,
starve us.
then they just win.
Yeah.
Oh boy, are they gonna be disappointed and angry and lashing out.
I think in that case, it's perhaps best we get in contact with the siege commander before I look to Silica and Shepard for you know what.
What?
Oops.
What?
No, well, you know what? Meaning the British forces towards New Sire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to
So it
tell
is-
him about it?
As we can, yeah. He's got a lot on his mind.
He says, in regards to that news, that would be it. That's got to be it.
Hmm.
Once they're in position at New Sire, then both can, if they're both being commanded via magic, then they can both be told to move at the same time.
Hmm.
Makes sense.
And I read somewhere in the Korenberg an attempt on your life, supposedly incapacitated.
Yeah. Yeah, that was their first thing. The day after, maybe 2 days after you left, they sent somebody to try and stab me with a poisoned blade.
Was
Bloody
it
chaos.
someone from one of the houses?
No, they weren't hired out of any of the dragon marked houses, if that's what you're asking. No. This was somebody a bit more sinister. It was one of the King's Dark Lanterns.
Hmm.
We don't know how he got in, but we do know he failed his attempt. Well, he landed the blow, but it wasn't a grievous blow. He struck me on my shoulder with the blade, enough to take me out for a day and a half with the poison, but I recovered.
Sorry, what was the name of the thing again? The King's what?
King's Dark Lanterns.
Dark
Yeah,
Lantern.
he was one of the King's Dark Lanterns.
Can I roll a
And may I-
history or something on that?
Yeah.
I can help, or I can do it for you if you want.
What's your history check?
+5.
Yeah, do it.
Okie dokie.
Then may I express even more gratitude at your show of restraint in dealing with a stranger such as myself.
Don't worry, it would have been more than I have.
You have advantage because she's helping you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know she could. Well, that's a nat 20.
Nice.
Hey! I wish I got those.
The King's Dark Lanterns are basically a intelligence bureau for what was King Boronel, now King Ertain, Galvin Ertain. They operate kind of everywhere across Corvair, not just in Brayland, but at the King's behest. And so, essentially, if he calls on any of the members to assassinate somebody, well, they're going to try and assassinate him. But they're all marked with a black hooded lantern tattoo somewhere on their body. That's kind of how they identify each other. Normally, it's on the ankle or hidden on the wrist somewhere. In this case, it was a tattoo on the ankle. But they take care of the problems that can't be taken care of publicly. So they're filled with, I guess, spies, assassins, that kind of stuff.
It's like the CIA, pretty much.
Yes.
Evil
So-
CIA.
So I am not terribly familiar with your camps and your methods of choosing these places, but I wonder if you have thought asymmetrically about this problem.
I'm not sure I follow.
One of the largest complaints I have heard while assisting the citizenry in what tasks I could is that everyone feels unwanted, as if you're living in an ungrateful nation that cares little for the fact that you have put your lives on the line repeatedly to protect them against threats. I wonder if perhaps it may be worthwhile to make entreaties to one of the other nations, perhaps Thrain or Karnath, or even Dargoon, since we are close, and see
Well-
if perhaps there are any areas that they would be willing to cede, so long as you were considered almost as a protectorate, as a force that bulwarked their own nation, so that their resources were not taken. It would require relocation of the populace and ceding the land, but it may be something that is much more easier to do because of the good press that whichever nation chose to do so would get.
That's a possibility, but it seems like we pissed off a lot more people than made them happy. The Treaty of Thronehold makes things very complicated between the nations that are under it. And I
But
have already
they're-
claimed us for sire.
Yes, but their argument and the reason that they are capable of besieging you in the first place is that you are not beholden to the treaty, yes?
It's not just that, we're on their soil and declaring secession from that nation for sire.
Yes. So
we were to ask,
does this
let's say-
particular piece
hang
of
on.
land matter, though?
let us say I seek out Dargoon, and Dargoon provides aid. That could be construed as a breach of the treaty. They could.
Not aid. A different place for you to live. These people do not want you here. If we are able to find a different place for you to form,
No, I'm
that-
not talking about the location either. What I'm saying is that by dipping their hand in with us, Braylon can, in theory,
extension.
go after them for
Unless they
aiding
were.
us, since we were part of them. We were
Yeah.
part of Brayland, and now we are not.
but if you have already seceded, then any actions you take will be seen as those that do not belong to a nation. If you leave Brelish sovereignty,
Right,
and
but it's the nations
jurisdiction.
that took us in is the problem. We are talking about a treaty that was very carefully worded to aid the powerful of the nations in a way that allows them to do as they see fit, essentially. On paper, we're not on paper.
And again, it returns to my list of possibilities. We talk to the Siege Commander, convince him of otherwise, or resolve this in the matter of old. A trial by combat.
I think New Sire is in trouble.
Well, we both are. That's the thing.
Right. No. But like as soon as they get there, they might proceed with the attack for the siege.
Mm-hmm. That's what
So is there any way that you could think of disrupting them from getting to New Sire?
I'm thinking. Not from here, no. That would be on Fort Sire to get there first. At least, a day ahead of time before their scouts reach. It's going to take you guys a day just to get there. Well, that's going to take your forces a day to get to New Sire. And while Kali's idea isn't a bad idea, I think in the current political environment, it's just going to be misconstrued.
Yeah. Like, sure, they could resettle, disperse or whatever, but still, what's going to stop them from sending the Dark Lanterns after every single person they called for Sire?
that would be if you have already gone to one of the other countries that the Dark Lanterns go there, then that
And-
it's still Brelish
Again,
aggression.
just to make this known, the people here are not going to leave. This is their home. They're going to stay to protect it, even if it means death.
I'll sort of like,
That way, time and time again.
yeah, I'll tell Kali about, at least from where we arrived, the amount of goblins they fought. In not just at Kenron, but at Grissom.
Then it seems that our choices are clear. You must intercept their other task force.
Or we parlay before they get there.
As long as they believe that they are having the upper hand and that the other task force is unhindered, they may have no reason to come to the table.
Well, exactly that. If we parlay with the Siege Commander well before they get there, they could be able to call them off if they are communicating magically, which no doubt they are. Because while Cameron may say it's for Sire, it's still Brayllish at heart, in a sense. And this
I'm
sort of bloodshed,
wondering.
this sort of bloodshed is anathema to me. The enemy here we face is not a tangible enemy in the sense of good and evil. This is a political rivalry. It's pointless. Changes nothing.
I'm
The
wondering
bloodshed,
if
the blood that gets shed here serves only the purposes of someone else, not the greater good. We will
whenever
see a better
Our
we will
women
not
and
see a
children
better
are-
tomorrow if we shed blood here. Or at least as far as Rhiannon sees it.
Whenever they get to New Sire and the forces see that this skiff is not coming from there, I'm wondering what's going to happen then.
Well, if we don't go back, then they won't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless that guy that Sally could talk to was a sussy baka. Sus?
So, what is it we have on the table right now?
We parlay. That's one.
Disrupt the other forces.
But that could or would initiate a war.
Mm-hmm.
Which Sire would completely be decimated by. They have
If-
neither the manpower nor the siege equipment.
If they're communicating
Responsibility.
magically, then we have no way of knowing if they get word out that they're being disrupted.
Indeed. I could do it instantly. As soon as I see us coming towards them, they might raise the alarm then and there. If they don't hear from us from X amount of minutes, then the war's on.
Mm-hmm.
I have been trying to send messages via bird for past few days, and just like in the start, the birds aren't returning. The birds are not returning. So
I could cast sending to New Sire's mayor.
Yeah, to Algier.
Mm-hmm.
You're
I'm pretty
sending,
sure Ada would have told him.
You are sending the birds to New Sire, or you are sending them to the siege?
no, I've been sending them to the two forces outside.
Hmm.
And the birds do not return.
Do you wish me to try and find out this fellow's name who is in charge?
Yes, please.
Yes, do that, and then perhaps Shepherd could send a more invasive message that does not require feather.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Kali, in regards to that, will instruct the imp to essentially go out, remain invisible and well above anybody, look around and see who like people are reporting to,
Mhm.
while staying like completely out of range of what like any sort of
Yeah.
thing. Just far enough to see where they're going and like who they're talking to and who they refer to with respect, like salutes, whatever.
Yeah.
And then once that's found out, we'll say like creep a little closer, just enough to get an earshot and just try and hear whatever they refer to them as. Like,
Okay,
listen
so-
for a name.
The west camp or the east camp first?
Let's ask Talon. Has there been any sort of indication as to which camp is in charge? Perhaps one is better suited for their location,
Yeah.
or their
I
larger
believe the-
tents?
Which
they
camp
were
got
both-
established first?
Yeah, there was the western camp that broke off to make the eastern camp. So it's the western camp that would be the one that knows what's going on before the eastern side does.
Very well. I will see what I can do about acquiring you a name.
All right. So you send out your imp, and after a good bit of flying, he gets across the main western camp pavilion, and after probably about 30 minutes of flying and looking around, he finds a basically a single commander there that everybody else seems to report to, and he doesn't report to anybody else from what the imp can tell before he goes to his tent for a while.
Okay. So I don't want to have the imp go into anybody's tent or anything, because there's all kinds of things you can do with like alarm and stuff.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have any intention of doing that. She just wants him to like get just close enough so that he has pretty good perception, just to be within earshot
Mhm.
of seeing if he can overhear like them give a name or anything other than a rank. Or even if just overhears like the other soldiers talking about names as well.
You don't hear any name callings to the commander there. You just hear commander.
Okay.
The tent itself seems to be perhaps magically protected from anybody
Eavesdropping.
trying to listen. Yeah, anybody trying to listen in or anything. Yeah.
Okay. So once the imp like reports that, she'll be like, I just want a physical description, and then listen to like just general soldiers and see if any of them talk like, man, I can't believe Commander Blank's being such a hard ass about all
Yeah.
this or whatever.
So again, they all call him the commander. Secondly, his appearance is pretty rough. Very dirty blonde, short hair, bushy mustache and beard. Even in this heat, he still wears a full cloak with the red color of Brayland across its back and the black bear. And it doesn't seem to bother him much as far as the heat goes. For the most part, the soldiers there don't seem to be aware of their, I guess, future commands. They just know that they're stuck waiting here, and most of them are just impatiently complaining about the conditions, being hot and uncomfortable. There's sand getting everywhere.
It's coarse and gritty.
Yeah.
Will this be enough with having seen the guy, have seen him interact repeatedly, listen to other people like describe sort of their general demeanor? Is this enough to count as being familiar for these purposes of sending?
Yeah, you could recognize his face amongst a crowd.
Okay, so I will telepathically communicate all of this to Shepard to get the full intent and meaning and explanation, like literally showing her like mental imagery of the guy.
I don't know if her brain can handle that.
This is really weird.
To allow her to be familiar so she can utilize her sending spell.
I just realized I am the worst possible candidate in this group to cast sending.
You're the only one, aren't you?
Yes.
I can't cast it.
Yeah. I think only I have access to it.
And, well, the wizard should be able to.
Sorcerer.
I don't have
Oh,
it.
sorcerer, never mind.
So
I
yeah.
keep forgetting that you're a sorcerer, not a wizard.
Okay.
No, I'm a wizard.
Okay, you are a wizard. So yes, you could cast sending. If we had a scroll, you could put it in your spellbook.
Yeah.
What would I be communicating?
Basically, that we want to talk parlay.
Since
Okay.
this man is not familiar with you and does not know you, to my knowledge, he will not recognize you as the sender, but he can answer you immediately. Yes?
Yes. Let me double check. Short message of 25 words. It has a message in its mind. Recognizes you as the sender if it knows you. It can answer in a like manner immediately.
Okay, so I suppose you can say parlay, question mark, Skyfire, or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, it also elaborates. The spell enables creatures with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can skip a lot to make it fit 25 words, right?
Yes.
And you know I'm pretty loose with it anyways. I'm not exact to 25 words.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Okay.
I mean, so what? Should I just say Skyfire Trio parlay? Meet up
Parlay.
when?
Send a bird for Kenron. If willing.
Oh well,
Or
I
I
mean, he
guess-
can respond to me immediately.
Okay, cool.
Can. He doesn't have to.
Right. Is that all, or would you like to send another?
I suppose we could do a persuasion check to sort of like word it within 25 words to make it.
No,
You know.
don't worry about it.
Do you think
Okay.
it would be worthwhile to mention that you are aware of their secondary task force?
For
Hmm.
now, I'd say no. Gives us, at
Very
least if
well.
it should have come to war, it gives Sire the element of surprise.
I could always
Very well.
cast sending to New Sire as well to give them a heads up that they have forces incoming.
Oh, Clock's already told him.
Oh, okay.
So it's fine. Yeah.
All right,
Be right
then.
back real quick.
Okay. I'll take that moment to BRB as well.
Okay.
Very small break.
It's too much thinking.
How long you been holding that breath in?
I've been reading like that all day.
That's the first sign of having the Omicron.
No.
Yep. Afraid so.
Uh,
It's all over for you now.
no, I refuse. How much longer do we have?
1 hour?
Just under an hour.
Just under an hour, okay.
1,000,000 hours.
I'm back.
All right, waiting on Shy to get back.
Shy abandoned us as soon as you went. It's like, it's my chance!
But yeah, Tony, shouldn't Sab totally come play custom games on Halo with us?
If he wants to do that to himself, yes.
I mean, who wouldn't want to play Drive or Die or Jump Rope?
Driver Die is pretty fun.
It's so good. There's a new one we played called Smash Monkey,
Mhm.
where all of the survivors are in the middle, and the zombies have to launch vehicles, can actually climb into vehicles and jump out onto the platform where the survivors are to try to kill them.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. Like, it was probably like, Demolition Derby! I almost forgot about that one. So good. But yeah, with 100 ping, playing Infinite's pretty hard. Especially now the projectiles are actually physical.
Hmm.
Like, if you're using the battle rifle with at least, 100 ping, it's like you're playing, like, Fortnite. You know, you can see the bullets are real slow.
Hmm.
You have to give them a lot of timing ahead. So it's and that second delay on the sniper rifle becomes like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Awful.
I mean, I'm used to having to lead shots and stuff because Delta Force was very realistic and as far as bullet drop and stuff went.
Mm. Like, I would be okay with that shot delay if we're playing something like Tribes, you know? Then yeah, I can see the skill curve for timing your shots, but being that Halo was always and has been hit scan
Mhm.
for the most part, what's the point? Why add it in now? It's weird. Have you played on that map with the saber launch? That's like you got to grab the man cannon in the middle and that one road on the left hand side.
Hmm.
Don't play it on Fiesta, because on Fiesta, the team that spawns on the man cannon side gets a scorpion halfway through.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
All right,
so
I'm
I
back.
thought that was a good idea.
All right.
Okay.
Back.
Okay, we ready to do this?
So you're gonna cast your sending.
All right, I'm casting
message.
sending.
All right. So you send that message.
Mm-hmm. Say
And
hello.
Well, you send the message that we were talking about, and your response is this: "Help! Dungeon wrote dying."
For real?
Okay, guys. We need to go to Rote.
Can we do an inside check on that?
Wait,
There's really
Isn't-
nothing to insight.
isn't our spy network en Rote?
Yeah. I pick up the phone. I dial
Yo, what's going on?
Maya answers.
This is wildly scant of detail, but we need your help. I relay everything that Shepard said. I tell her details about the commander that we try to get in contact with. If they can find someone in a dungeon that is dying, possibly related to the Dark Lanterns.
Okay, we're on it.
Thank you. Love you.
Awkward, okay.
Kali's sort of like looking at you when you do this, and it's like, what is this all about?
Oh, we have a network of spies.
This
Not
seems
really
like
spies.
Okay, I understand that I am new here, but if you are asking me to weigh in
I hold
on
up a finger.
tactical
To
decisions,
I hold up a finger to Kali. You learn as is needed.
yes, but if you're expecting me to weigh my opinions with yours, then withholding information from me makes it very difficult for me to make correct decisions.
That's okay, Kali. I just enjoy seeing you. Well, you can't sweat, can you? But
I mean, we had no idea that we would actually need them in this instance, so we thought we would have brought it up at some point.
Exactly that.
Even if I didn't get this answer, I was going to bring up the network to see if we can get news from other sections. So this is actually playing in.
yeah.
So,
A turn for the interesting.
make sure this
Someone's
isn't
right.
too loud for everybody.
Oh, hang on.
The four of you feel a rush of cold air.
I don't hear any music. Oh.
A rush of cold air. And a small blast of snow flurries around you.
Oh, damn it. Here we go, Callie. You wanted to meet Mountain Man.
You son of you
I
fuck.
want to meet who?
Mountain Man! I say that as we're
Oh.
disappearing. Mountain
You finish on this side. You get standing in front of.
Oh, there's
his-
someone else there.
Yes, he's standing in front of the large Kyber and Everon Dragon Shard formation. And he looks back and he says, "Welcome back, everyone."
We were kind of in the middle of a thing.
And he begins to walk forward. He looks back to
Who dat?
this other person and he says, "Continue on." And she kind of just hesitantly, "Oh, okay, I'm on it."
Who are you?
Shepard. He
Yes.
nods. Celica. He nods. Syria. He nods. Callie. He nods.
Mountain Man.
How is it that you know my
You guessed.
name?
He looks to her. You may drop the act.
Go on. Show me your true self. He's right through it.
Very well. Why have you brought us here?
There's a problem with House Cannith.
Hold on. Did we just miss something important? Shepard's just like leaning out of the line. Like if you're all lined up in school, she's just like leaning out of the
Guessing-
line and looking at
I'm
Callie.
guessing Celica didn't tell us about the Cannith person you met back in the fort.
There was a Kenneth person I met?
Karnath.
Shep-
That's Karnath.
Shepard's
that's
doing
okay.
Shepard's doing the fingers to the eyes in her eyes and then pointing back at Callie.
Okay.
Kali is purposely avoiding Shepard's look.
House Cannith has some problems.
Do tell.
Destroying the clockworking ring has had untold effects on the prophecy, and there are a few things I must go over before sending you back off.
Lovely.
First, Isara and I have worked out, and he pulls out that old book. A passage that was not missed, but has been added since the clockworking ring was destroyed, as if it's always been there. I worked it out to say, let me actually copy this before fully sending it to you guys. Once ripped, now bound, the scroll of sagas is crimson stained.
Oh god, I've got to try and write this down.
We are trying to work out what this means exactly, but what we do know is that House Cannith South is buying up all the materials they can for something big, and we do not know what it is. But all of their resources are being sent to House Cannith South in Sharn. I offer you this. I need you to take care of them as soon as possible. Figure out exactly what is going on, because I cannot see in there. I know you are in conflict. I can offer you this one clue. And once your conflict is resolved, you must go to Sharn. Is that agreed?
I look to the others.
House Cannith is the creators, right?
Yeah.
Well, whenever a house of creation is gathering materials and everything's all going crazy, I don't like that. That makes me a bit uneasy.
I see no reason to change our arrangement at this point.
Very
Things
well.
are really now getting interesting for you, Carly.
If Shepard had
Yeah,
eyes,
okay.
she'd squint them.
So,
Have all
so,
been of quite the high interest for me so far.
so what you're laying out is you'll give us a
What-
hint to deal with what's happening, what we're dealing with right now, and then we immediately go deal with House Cannith.
As soon as what you're dealing with now is done, yes. Isara finishes channeling whatever she was channeling, and begins to rush over by Yigeth's side, and she kind of trips and falls on some of the protruding dragon shards.
Before she trips and falls, can I use Gust of Wind to keep her up from slamming into the crystals?
Give me a reflex. Or sorry, a dexterity save.
Also,
Okay.
did you say these were all Kyber crystals?
Correct.
Kali is very uneasy.
I got a 13.
Kali
Makes
was
14.
would have been
Oh, sorry, 15.
reassured.
15.
Kali would have been reassured that these are purified.
Okay. Then she
I got a,
doesn't-
I got a
sorry.
15.
Alright, so she begins to stumble and wobble, and you gust of wind, and she kind of is lifted back into a standing position, and she looks around for like where the breeze came from, and just kind of doesn't say anything. And somewhat out of breath, she stands next to Yigith. Isara is she's an elf, but seems somewhat young. She's obviously clumsy, thin frame, hair reaching her mid back, held up in two buns currently. And of course, she seems to be working for Yigith. In any case, he says, "Very well. You are not dealing with something you see as truth. There are two doppelgangers
Oh,
Out.
shit.
out there at Kenrun, one of which is a commander. The other I have not been able to locate through Kali's eyes."
Hmm. A changeling then, perhaps.
So when you contacted the commander, you actually contacted the real one then?
Seems so.
Yeah.
That is how the sending spell works. It will go to the one you intend,
Yes.
not to a pretender.
So if we get the real commander back, he might be able to help the forces stand down or whatnot. We need to find out who threw him in a dungeon. And, if that one guy's doppelganger, then where's the other one?
You are certain that it was not Talon?
That
For
was
him
my
to
next
have been-
guess.
For him to have been struck with a poisoned blade and then recover and make very little of it. You sensed nothing strange about him while I was in his presence, yes?
Correct. It is not Talon. He is a
Phew.
resilient man.
Good.
The only person I could think of that would be
Oh,
what's the name of him?
Hector,
Ali-
Hectorus.
I was gonna say Aliania, but that works too.
I guess Hectorus.
Well, he said specifically on Kenran.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh shit! So wait, is it someone inside of Kenran's walls? Hey, hold on now.
He
You make me nervous.
He reaches for a pouch and pulls out a handful of coins, all very bright, silvery with a dragon emblazoned on each, which is, as we know, platinum pieces. In Eberron, they're called dragons. He hands each of you 5.
Oh wow.
So that's 50?
50
gold.
50 gold.
Big money.
He says, I will be working on more physical payments of this, but you must act quickly. I heard that forces were on their way to New Spire within 3 days. I expect them faster.
Oh,
If one more question, if Callie is able to look at this doppelganger, we might not know it, but you may. Is there any way to communicate that to us?
I will let her know.
huh.
You feel warmth enveloping you in the same way that the cold did.
Ugh.
Kali
Back to
bows. Kali bows extremely formally.
And Yikith offers his right leg out slightly and a shoulder low bow.
That's formal as fuck.
At some point, you're gonna have to explain everything to us.
Straight answers would be nice.
And I assume we're back now.
First thing Shepard's gonna do whenever she could see again.
Kali's already got her hands up.
Yep. Well, she's just gonna she's not gonna be aggressive. She's just gonna be like, you know, the mountain man.
It's the mountain man.
How do you know the mountain man? Who is
Holly
the mountain
already-
man?
Kali already has her hands up, and she's like, I know this may look slightly duplicitous. That is because it is.
I'll hold up my hand to Cully. If it's of any consolation. Unsurprising.
I am
Whoa,
glad
wait,
that you
who
are
is
as
this?
understanding.
Who is this?
What do you mean? That's Captain Talon.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was glowing, so I thought like,
He's glowing. He's evil.
He's trying to go to Super
Talon?
Saiyan Ultra Instinct.
oh wait, we disappeared in front of him and then came back.
Yeah.
So, I'm telling. There's a spilled bottle of wine and a spilled drink. He's standing straight up. His chair's been knocked back. He just goes, by the gods, what just happened?
We were called upon by the mountain man.
I don't
Yeah.
think he knows.
That
Pretty much the match.
happens. Don't worry too much about that.
Talon, someone is a doppelganger. The captain of the siege is a doppelganger.
What? How?
We
and-
need to go to Rote. The real commander is in a dungeon in Rote.
Okay, so that just means that they threw him in a dungeon. How is that going to help us out here?
I don't know, but he's dying.
If,
Don't know.
if we can return the rightful commander, it will show all of the soldiers that someone that they are loyal to has been indisposed of in a very callous fashion.
Can I
More-
Hear me out. What if they don't care? This is orders of the king.
Yes, but if it is shown that their commander was not able to be trusted by the king, normally one would just simply replace the commander, yes? With another commander? And
And all the
explain the reason
information-
why. So unless
Yeah.
there were orders given that the commander knew that the soldiers would not follow, it stands to reason that there would be no reason for this sort of deceit.
Well, yeah,
Which is
I'll,
something I am somewhat expert in.
yeah, I'll back up what Kali's saying. Well, if the orders are coming through the doppelganger commander or the changeling, whoever it might be, then they could have easily been given the wrong orders or completely falsified orders to even be here in the first place.
More importantly, I think you should be careful. There is a second doppelganger, and we do not know who it is, and they could be here inside of Kenrun.
He looks at Celica.
I interacted with many here in the city itself, and had I run into them, we would have found them.
What kind of check would I have to do to remember the best way to expose a doppelganger?
It's very difficult.
There's not
Changeling
really
is-
a check to make for this. This is
Can't splash them with formaldehyde or anything?
Doppelgangers
No, they're-
specifically are very
so
difficult.
Here's what we vaguely think about doppelgangers. They're different from changelings, not the same.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, changelings are
Changeling-
easier to deal with.
Changelings in 3.5 are offshoots of doppelgangers. In 4th edition, they're used interchangeably, and in 5th edition, it's doppelgangers who are pretty much offshoots of changelings. However,
Okay.
this is Mayabaron, and timelines have been collapsed.
Cool.
So
So,
this is what
doing.
we think we know.
Yeah.
We think that doppelgangers are unique to themselves. They may have the ability to perform some form of telepathy, and due to their fast shifting, they may be able to strike without weapons. They can actually turn their, for example, fingers into sharp claws and slash and things like that without having.
Everyone in the party
Natural.
stares at Kali. Telepathic, sharp claws, doesn't carry weapons.
So basically, they have a free alter self, pretty much, as inherent trait.
very quickly.
So
And,
can we- you weren't-
Yeah, I should've
most of the
chosen Azarites.
time, most of
It's
the
not-
time they
Sorry, hang on. It's non-magical. It's not a magical polymorph effect, so like it's
Yeah,
not
it's a
something
natural.
inherent to the spell. The doppelgangers are so good at it that they remain that way while unconscious.
and
that's
they
pretty cool.
also assume past memories of the person they doppelganged.
Hence the telepathy potential.
Hmm.
So it is extremely difficult to determine who a doppelganger is.
So then again, at this rate, right is our best answer.
The command tent was warded against any sort of eavesdropping as well.
Yes. Mountain Man said that there are 2 doppelgangers in, like, near Kenrun, so just be careful.
I already was, but I will do so doubly more.
There's an old Velnar saying that my uncle used to tell me quite a lot. The Velnar elves, when they had an idea, would get drunk, see if it was a good idea. Then they'd get drunk again. If it was still a good idea then they'd follow through with it. If there's no other way to distinguish a doppelganger from what they are or what they're not, I'd say if you suspect anyone beyond all reasonable doubt, they might need a helping to extra beer rations.
Well, the commander in the dungeon asked me for help. I want to help him.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that we don't help. I'm saying I'm basically
Mhm.
don't tell anyone. If you
Yeah.
suspect someone, get them drunk. Get them drunk once, talk to them, then get them drunk again, talk to them again.
Well,
Master Egith can tell. which is how he
Yeah.
knew the first.
We just need to get you then.
To look at everyone in the
Close.
town.
Yes.
Hmm.
I can have that
Very
arranged
well.
by the morning.
We'll leave it to you then.
I want to keep in contact with
Tell Celica what?
I'm just
Spit it out.
I'm just thinking because he said we were thinking that the military forces were going to arrive at Sire in 3 days, but you guys said that to
Faster.
expect them sooner. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we might not have enough. Might have enough time to do that and save Sire at the same time.
right.
And how are you going to save the person in Rhodes? You've sent out the Thieves Guild for them.
Yeah.
That's about all you can do because you already know even by lightning rail that takes days.
Right.
Yeah. Let's put a. Actually, since we got extra platinum, I'd say we put in a bounty for whoever finds a Brailish commander. 2 platinum.
Then the game is up, and they know that we know.
No. Bounty just within the Thieves Guild to encourage.
Well, they've got Maya behind them, so you know it's
Yeah.
gonna get done.
They're gonna follow
Yeah.
her orders.
If there's a way for them to do it, they're gonna get it done. If there's
Okay,
not,
fair
then
enough.
they're gonna let you know.
Those guys are
Yeah.
loyal to the death.
Fair enough. So then we stall. We go to this changeling and stall. Or doppelganger, I should say.
Yeah, we have to find out who the second one is. Because he's been
So-
communicating.
No. Don't suppose. Okay, what spells does everyone have? I don't have any. Would telepathic communication show up on detect magic?
No,
sorry, what was that?
it does not.
Would telepathy show up in detect magic?
Not normally, no. Especially if it's a supernatural ability.
Yeah, Kali
If-
can tell you that hers doesn't.
Yeah. If they were actively casting the spell, then yeah, you would be able to pick it up, but only then. If it was an ability, though.
Wait,
No, different.
Samwell
Thinking
can
about-
find things, can he? Can he find people?
Thinking about this tactically and strategically. Once you are already under siege, the only people who have left the walls would be scouts, yes?
Yes.
So it is your
But they're
scouts
barely
who
there.
are. It is your scouts who are the only ones who would have had an opportunity to have been placed, unless you have found
it's-
someone in the
if-
city after that who has gone missing. Have any
here's
of
the
your
thing.
scouts gone missing?
No. And if it's a doppelganger, then all they had to do, they didn't have to make anybody go away. They just had to assume them. And now they can be anyone here in the city.
Yes, but if they got in by assuming to be a scout, then the scout would have had to have been indisposed, or they couldn't have gotten back in with the other scouts. If a scout came in twice, it would show up in your reports.
I don't know.
And if
they came in
anybody's
and-
been checking the reports that thoroughly, though.
If they came in and then
Scouts
swapped
come and
to
go.
be someone else, then they would have had to. There would be a missing scout. So, we should check these reports.
Yes.
We can do that overnight. And then in the morning, we take a look at the townspeople.
All right. So overnight.
If Talon would permit me, I can stay like outside of wherever he's staying at, because I'm alert to everything that's going on.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, he also has other guards, but yes.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah,
kind of
no,
like I
get
don't
it,
sleep.
get it. Yeah. All right. So going over the reports overnight, we find one double entry, and it's so brief that it's kind of almost as if somebody just accidentally wrote it down twice. But it is a guard by the last name of, well, a scout by the last name. No, where's nothing at? Yeah, 10. Of the last name Dramor, Lewis Dramor.
Damn it, Lewis.
But he
guess
was
we'll
entered
ask-
in twice, not directly after each other, but once and then once again with a group of people.
Okay. Then I guess we'll ask Talon where to find this Lewis. Both of them.
Uh,
By this point, it is highly unlikely that it would be the same person.
Yeah, I was about to say, once inside of the city walls, they could be whoever they want.
Only one way to find out, I guess.
If we have some sort of way to assemble the town,
Well,
I was
that's what
already
Talon
working on
said.
that. Yep, I'm already working on that. And he had sent out guards to start getting people gathered together for basically a town hall,
Town
meeting. This means essentially everybody's going to be gathered, save for a few scouts along the walls, and they'll be monitored as well. The scouts that are going to go on the walls, he instructs them to meet first while there's other scouts or guards on the walls. And he has you looking at them, Callie, and none of them register as anything. You get never says anything. So he sends them back out on the walls and calls the town meeting. It's hard to tell without actually walking kind of closer to everyone. So as you're walking around,
I could give a motivational speech to kind of distract everybody.
you feel this tingle on the back of your neck kind of growing. And then you lock eyes with a Warforged. The tingling kind of ceases for a moment, and you just hear closer.
Holly slips a bit closer then.
This Warforged has a holy symbol for the Sovereign Host. He's kind of bulky built, mostly wood with bits
No.
of metal
No.
decorating
No.
throughout.
No.
That's the one.
Oh, God.
Holly will essentially immediately telepathically, because let me check something real quick about how my telepathy works. I need to know a specific thing about it.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Okay, it is a free action, so I can inform because the others are reasonably
Mhm.
close to me, I assume. I can inform them all essentially at the same time, and be like, "It's this Warforged."
No.
No matter and be like, no matter what, you cannot let them out of your sight for a second. And then she is going to just immediately
Hey,
Eldritch Blast.
Oh
Hang
shit!
on, hang on.
Oh, God.
The three that you're sending it to the party members, right?
Party members and the Talon, because Talon's there.
Okay.
Because I don't want Talon
So-
to
You three
just think I'm attacking somebody.
recognize immediately that she's
This is
talking about
church.
church.
Oh no!
Callie
No.
never visited it.
I didn't have time. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
essentially like
Right.
under guard
Right,
watch.
right,
Right.
right.
Take me to church.
Yeah.
So, Eldritch Blast is a save or an attack roll?
That's an attack roll.
All right, roll that attack roll.
Oh, God. Everyone's gonna scatter. This is gonna be difficult.
First is a 13 plus a bonus. Where's my bonus? 7, 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
And then second beam. Rolled off. 11 plus 7 is an 18.
That's a hit.
Shepard's just like watching this happen. Like she stopped talking.
Alright. Wow, that like D10 is rolling so slowly on D&D Beyond. It's like lagging. Okay, so the first one is an 8. The second one is 12, and then the second one also, when she does it, she uses Grasp of Hadar to yank the Warforged 10 feet closer to her.
Okay.
Also, for the first shot, I can add an additional 3 bludgeoning damage to it.
Okay. So what's the total?
So, it is 20 force damage, and is it 3 bludgeoning or is it 4 bludgeoning? That might actually be a thing I get later. No, it's where is it?
Fucking music's
It's
too
supposed to be-
tense.
Okay, it is. I can't find it. I'll find it in a minute. I'm gonna go the lesser of what it's supposed to be, which is 3.
Okay.
If it's 4, I'll worry about it later.
So this blast strikes twice and it gets yanked towards you.
Yeah.
As this happens, a semblance of a mouth forms and screams out, screeching out, in multiple toned voices, in pain.
Oh,
Church's
So the jig is
grow.
up.
Yeah, Church's fingers grow to be about 8 inches long each, pointed metal blade, like metal fingers. And we're gonna roll initiative.
Oh god.
Oh,
Not church! Oh, this is perfect. I rolled a 2 on my initiative. I'm just like, no. It's not church. Where's
that is
church?
funny.
And then the mouth opens and shrieks.
And you're,
Yeah.
you're Celica like, oh, I get to attack my friends? Might as well roll 20.
I'm gonna roll D&D and in-game.
18 total.
Yeah, it's a 26 in total.
Fuck!
20, 22, not 26. Sorry, I read the wrong thing.
Now Shepard's
got a
just
30.
like, where's church?
I'm gonna put this here too.
Mhm.
Have as a thing.
That means church could have been, in theory, as far as we know, lying to Celica about the evil within her arm.
Alright, so
If the
Celica,
doppelganger's
hang
been
on.
here for that long.
Shep, what was yours?
2.
Syria?
3.
Callie?
I got an 18.
Alright, that's the correct order. Alright,
Yeah, it was
The-
proficiency bonus, by the way. It was magical bludgeoning
Okay.
3.
the townsfolk and all will act after Shep, so just remind me of that. Well, actually, I can do it with this. There we go. Alright. And that takes us to the start of the initiative with Celica.
That's me. So it's a shepherd doppelganger.
Church.
Not shepherd.
It's a
Yeah,
church.
church doppelganger.
I said shepherd because shepherd was up before. Okay. Is it doing anything other than screen at the moment?
Long nails.
Long, yeah, the claws got very long.
Okay. Oh, guess I gotta kill it quick.
Knock him out. It out.
Quick question: are doppelgangers creatures or actual like sapient creatures?
They're intelligent.
Humanoid.
Are we trying to take it alive or kill it?
You don't know.
Mm.
You're trying to take
Just
care of it
just
now.
subdue it for now.
All right
Yeah.
then. Stab.
Give it a close nail filing.
All right then. 20 plus 6. That is another nat 20.
Holy shit! You
Nice.
just roll for me as
Alright.
well. Just
Just a moment.
Can you roll for all of us?
Yeah.
That does good in this campaign. As long as
It
it's killing
is
innocent people and friends.
ridiculously well.
As long as it's friend or innocence, he's gonna crit.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
Alright, let me pull up. There it is. And you're stabbing, you said?
Sure.
I just heard you say stab. I wasn't sure if is that piercing or slashing damage.
Believe that's piercing. Can it even do piercing? Let me check.
Come on, stupid thing.
I mean, if it's a sword, realistically speaking, if your DM allows it, it can do either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stab you, but it's slashing damage.
Yeah, for because I'm using grace, it would have been slashing, but I don't know if it would piercing.
Okay. So roll me another d20.
D20. Hit. 13.
Alright. Roll your damage dice twice.
So the 2d8 plus 6.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use a sword and a shield?
Yeah, I alternate.
Okay.
So that's 9.
Alright. Roll your damage dice twice again.
You know.
That was 9 plus your 6, right?
Yeah,
So 15.
9 plus 6. And
Oh
then
my
12.
god.
Does the 12 get plus 6 or is it just flat?
That's weapon damage, so it's plus 6.
Okay. So that'd be 18.
So we have. Oops.
What's 15 plus 18, Guts?
The 30 something.
Yeah, 33. I needed you to roll a 1d8.
Oh boy. That's an 8.
Oh my god.
Good lord. Alright. So your blade pierces the chest of this would-be Warforged, and a pale silvery blood begins to rush from the wound as you sever one of its arteries.
Oh god.
Shit.
It is bleeding at 8 damage a round unless its wounds are staunched.
Oh,
You dealt 33 damage to it. It has enough time to kind of hold the wound. It morphs into this eyeless, somewhat faceless, tall figure that's kind of gray and pale, and falls to the ground. People around are just, they were already backing away from the Eldritch Blast, but now they like scream and give a huge circle. The creature is not dead, but it is dying. It is unconscious.
Oh my god.
You have 3
Fucking
rounds to stop it from dying. That was your attack action and a move
That
action to get close enough.
I mean, that was my first attack. I still have my
Yeah.
I think it's sufficiently dealt with.
Yeah.
second. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Wait,
Super
mother.
smoking sexy style right there.
Who needs a new sword when I've just got 20?
Yeah. Well, I think if you had the new sword, you would have killed it and Kali.
Hmm.
Well, I
Uh,
have spare the dying.
Yeah, I can't really do anything with my move action, so I guess I'll
Given the
just,
sussy bucker potion.
Surround it at least. I think.
yeah, I will take a, what do you call it, defensive position in case it starts attacking again or something.
Okay, Callie.
Callie had been like getting ready, like starting to prepare a spell, and then just saw that.
You saw the blade come out the other side from the
Yeah.
back.
It
Just
was like
sorta
so
like-
quick.
It's one of those where you like start doing like the hand motions of casting, and then just stop and sort of like clap the hands together.
You're like,
Not
yeah,
going
it's
to need that one.
it's like, yep, marvelous, excellent job, Silica. I was just rubbing my hands together to warm up.
I can see what he sees in you.
Who?
Mountain man.
Master Egot.
Ah.
If
I'm gonna put my dice away.
she
Yeah.
looks over to Shepard. And was like, I believe this is more up your alley. I am not particularly competent at tying up prisoners. In turn, I guess. No, she'll try and calm down the people in the crowd.
Okay,
Yes.
persuasion check, please.
12 plus bonus 19.
All right.
So she'll be like, everyone, please understand. We knew that there was something that had snuck in, and we needed to find it.
that?
Do not worry, it is the only one. That is the only one inside.
Is that it's wiener?
Is that Siren Man?
They're for the most part just confused at this point. They're not freaking out because it's clear you must have saved the day from this crazy transforming thing.
It's like they all made a
Everyone-
circle, like everyone was back up making a circle.
Mhm.
If everyone could just clear some space, we will make sure that
some
the
air.
creature is restrained.
All right.
Thank you for your cooperation.
It would make a death saving throw, but it fails, taking 8 damage. So that's
Okay.
a wound.
We're the Kenran task force now.
Nearly just a bucket load of blood gets dumped out of the wound.
Like as soon as she's done saying, "Everyone, calm down," you see just a spray of blood coming out. I am sorry. I did tell you to back up. You're in the splash zone.
If needed, we know that there are potions amongst the party.
Yes, I would have. I
I
would have
I
beat them up.
believe Shep can take care of this.
The creature will become stable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
From where I'm standing, I'll just cross my arms and shake my head, just like, you know, give a classic good old Valna pooey, like spit on the ground, like I'm disgusted. Pooey, you bastard!
All right. Whoops. Shep.
All right. I have no way to restrain this thing right now. Can I prepare a hold person spell?
Not if you're casting another spell.
Okay, then never mind. We're gonna cast Spare the Dying on them.
Okay,
Yeah, it'll
so
still be
that'll stabilize.
unconscious.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just stabilized.
Yes. Okay.
No longer bleeding as the spurting wound closes.
Okay. That was
No more bad guy liquids are leaking out.
yeah. That was one action.
Mhm.
I guess that's it for right now. I'll let Captain Talon decide how to restrain this thing.
All right. Captain Talon has the guards that are amongst the crowd go in with manacles for the feet and the hands. He tries to recall a little bit of what he remembers from changelings and doppelgangers, and he has somebody go out and get chains as well, and rope, so that way this thing is not shifting out of anything.
Since I know about telepathy, can I suggest one other preparation?
Sure.
If you have any sort of helmet that you could line with lead and strap it on, it may prevent its ability to see others or to speak to them.
I'm afraid we don't have anything like that.
Unfortunate.
Go ask one of the craftsmiths.
I need some lead!
Yeah.
For my
Yo,
head.
We got a radiation leak, bro. I need some lead.
We need a Magneto helmet.
Yeah, pretty
Alright.
much.
After a few minutes, the creature is more than sufficiently bound. The guard captain is going to have him, or it, brought into the main fort area to be questioned, and calls for the citizens to essentially go back about their business, that this was anticipated. They had to flush this creature out before he caused any more harm. So with a kind of a general murmur and confusion, they all do return back to what they were doing. That said,
Telepathically to Shepard, Holly's going to say, "Do you think it might be of service to attempt a sending spell to your friend and see if
That-
they are still alive?"
Yeah, that's immediately what I was gonna do afterwards.
all right.
Because I know interrogating this
Well.
thing, asking where church is, isn't gonna do anything.
Give me what you want to say to church for your sending spell.
Where are you?
No, me, like, just tell me.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to church?
Where are you?
Oh, okay, that's it. I thought there was like gonna be more to it than that. Gotcha.
Right now.
Yes, where art thou? All right. You cast your spell and you begin to reach out. Not quite finding anything at first. You receive one word. Below. That we have to
No.
draw
No.
tonight's session
No.
to a close.
No, don't do it. Please. It's
Don't
getting
do it!
interesting.
I am so glad I didn't run into church when you guys were not here.
Oh, I know.
Alrighty. With that said, thank you guys for watching that are catching up on the VODs. We'll see you next time for session 23 titled Below.
Please.
What's
Bye.
what's that thing? As above, so below?
Well, yeah. So there's another sussy bucker below.
Ah! Okay.